Has anybody paid attention to what's happening with the used trailer market? I'm talking about dry vans, reefers, flatbeds. Oh my God, the prices are slowly starting to come up. So in today's video, we're gonna look at what's happening with the used market. Then we're gonna get into why this is happening. Then we're gonna talk about what to expect over the next 6 months. And make sure you stay to the end of this video where I go over how to finance these trailers properly and pay the least amount to the bank. So let's get into it. Number one, dry vans, reefers, flatbeds. Let's have a look at what is happening. On my phone, I saved some trailers that I'm running into. So have a look. 2018 Manac dry van trailer for $17,000. Another one, a 2018 Stoughton trailer for $20,000. A 2015 Hyundai for $15,000. A 2016 Hyundai for $22,000. These prices are about 33% higher than what they were just 4 or 5 months ago, back in February and March. So I remember buying a 2018, even though I see the purchase price right now at $17,000, but I remember buying this in March for about $13,000, $14,000 for 2018. Now the prices are $17,000, brand new ones. Now just recently I contacted the manufacturing plant where I buy my dry vans. My dry vans, I got quoted $57,000 for a brand new one. I think that was 2 weeks ago. If I contacted them today, I'm pretty sure the prices are already up of $58,000 or $59,000 for a brand new dry van. Now, reefers and flatbeds are even worse. Try to get your hands on a reefer, nearly impossible today. Try to get your hand on a flatbed, nearly impossible today. But I think it's very important that we understand why this is all happening. So 4 reasons of why the used market, both for vans, reefers, and flatbeds, have significantly increased over the last 4 months. So, number one, because of the freight rates. So let's have a look at the freight rates. You can see that the national average for freight rates in the van division is sitting at, for the entire month of July, at $3.03 per mile. Now, this is a record breaker over the last 4 months, and this is actually the highest I've seen it probably in the last 18 months, okay? National average at 3.03. Everyone's making money in our industry right now. It all depends how much debts you have to pay off, but everybody's currently making money right now in our industry. Now, when you go into the reefer division at $3.44 per mile, that is unbelievable. And you can actually get a lot better numbers if you're doing shorter runs. Like, this is a national average on a round trip rate, but I've seen loads at $5, $6, and $7 per mile, especially in the reefer division and in the flatbed division. I mean, look at the flatbed division, $3.66 per mile on a national average, which is unbelievable. So that's reason number one, is definitely the rates are starting to increase and people are starting to get into the game. Second reason is that a lot of companies have actually gone out of business over the last 24 months. I've been reporting on multiple companies that went out of business. I've actually interviewed a few of them that went out of business, and I can honestly say that these tough times have flushed a lot of good companies out of the industry because the rates were just horrific. And even the ones that are still open, a lot of them have shrunk capacity. So that's why you see a huge increase in the rates per mile, and that's why now we're seeing an increase in the used trailer market. Now, the third reason why I see the trailer market going up is because the driver supply is starting to tighten up again. So a lot of drivers over the last 24 months, just as freight rates have dipped, a lot of the drivers have left and exited our industry. I know this because I talked to a ton of drivers, and a lot of drivers, especially over the last 24 months, they went into other roles within the industry. So driver supply is starting to tighten up again, and because the driver supply is starting to tighten up again, the freight rates are starting to increase, and because the freight rates are starting to increase, the demand for used equipment has definitely shot up. And reason number 4 why the equipment is starting to go up in value is because of technology. So technology is starting to save people tens of thousands of dollars, whether you're a company driver, an owner operator, or even a fleet owner. Especially owner operators with today's technology. I know of one that has just recently come out, the Fuel Agent. This thing is unbelievable for what it does for owner operators. It basically tells you where to fill up. You never have to think of where to fill up again. It takes all of the prices of all of the fuel stops across North America and will tell you based on your route where you should be filling up, based on your fuel discounts. And if you're Canadian, it even takes the HST returns into account. So technology is definitely saving people a ton of money. When people are starting to make more money, they're also spending more money, and you can see the demand for the trailers are definitely going up. Now you understand the why, okay? So why is the demand for vans, reefers, and flatbeds going up? But now we need to talk about what should we expect over the next 6 months. And I think that, you know, if I look back 3 months ago and I see that the prices for trailers went up by 33%, if I look forward right now, so it's very hard to, even at the auctions, it's very hard to get your hands on a trailer. And when you are getting your hands on it, you're paying premium prices. And I'll show you some of the stuff that sold just in the last auction here in Ontario, and it's happening in the US also. This is what's happening right now. I truly believe that the next auction will even see more record-breaking numbers, and the auction after that. Honestly, there's a huge battle right now for trailers, because if you don't have trailers, you're not making any money. If you don't have reefers, you're not making any money. If you are renting trailers, you're paying a premium, which means you're gonna be looking to buy trailers in the next little bit. So what do I think is gonna happen over the next 6 months? Honestly, the situation, it looks like it's gonna get worse and worse for the used market, meaning the prices are gonna go higher and higher and higher for the used market. This is only the beginning. Now, so let's quickly just have a look at the 2020s that have sold in July at the auctions. You can see here, $24,000, $28,000, $26,000, and $30,000. That's for the 2020 models. If I go into 2021 models, there have been nothing that sold in July. But if I go to 2022 models, look at these prices, 34, 39, 36. These are 2022 models that just sold recently. Now, if we did the same exercise 3 months ago, 4 months ago, these trailers will have all been at least 15 to 20% less on these models. So you could probably see 2022 sell for about $27,000, $28,000, $29,000. Not these high numbers. This is unbelievable. All right, so you guys thought the dry vans were bad. Wait until you have a look at the used reefer market. Check this out. Okay, 2022's $66,000, 2021's $63,000, 43,000, 40,000, 48, 36. Like unbelievable prices. Brand new out of the box, we're looking at about 110 today. These are all 60. The good ones are $66,000 for a 4-year-old trailer. So that's how you know that the used reefer market is doing extremely well. All right, and lastly, the industry that I feel like you get the best bang for your buck. Look at this, 2021 Manac, $50,000. 2021 Manac, $50,000. 2022 Wilson, $59,000, $62,000. Unbelievable. Why do I feel like you get the best bang for your buck? I bought my flatbeds back in 2012, brand new. I bought a set of 10, I think they were Manacs. I bought them for $25,000. I drove them for 12 years. And then after 12 years, I sold them for between $24,000 to $26,000. That's how much they appreciated. Now, if today these brand new flatbeds are selling for $60,000, if I fast forward to 12 years, I truly believe that they're going to be selling at least for $100,000 to $110,000, which is why I think that the flatbed division is the most secure investment that you could be making when it comes to the assets, meaning the flatbeds. Now, for those of you that stayed all the way to the end, I want you to know financing these trailers. So another big problem that people are having right now is finding lenders. A lot of the lenders over the last 24 months, they've lost their pants. And a lot of them want to escape this industry. They want nothing to do with the trucking industry. So the way that you're going to get financing today is if you're going to put 50% down. The way you're going to get real good interest rates is if you're a homeowner. The way you're going to get competitive financing rates is if you have good credit. If you're a homeowner and you have a large down payment, you will be able to get financed for this equipment. Financing is a lot more expensive today than it was yesterday. Today, I would say probably 10 to 12% is what people are getting approved for with good credit, with being a homeowner. I see this happening in our industry, and I get a lot of emails from people requesting for help on where to finance their equipment because they can't get the approvals today in the traditional market because a lot of banks have escaped. Now, if you are in the market of buying used vans, reefers, and flatbeds, please make sure that you're taking out your licensed mechanics to go out and inspect the equipment. The last thing that you want happening is paying high retail prices on something that is not worth it. So make sure that that licensed mechanic is with you, inspecting the trailers, so you're getting a good deal. Now in this video, I just broke down why the trailer prices are so high, why we're seeing an increase. If you want me to do the same video about the truck market, let me know in the comments below. I'm Ronan, and I'll catch you in my next video.